Hey everyone. I am back. It's Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. I hope that you've had a beautiful week. For those of you who tune in every single Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, welcome on back. It's Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. For those of you who are brand new to Mental Health Moment and are tuning in for the very first time, we are here live every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern on Black Women Empowered Incorporated Facebook page, YouTube, and LinkedIn Live. And for those of you who are tuning into the replay on Dr. Nikisha Hammond YouTube page, be sure to like this video, share this video, and subscribe to the page. So welcome. Thanks so much for joining here. Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. If you're new to mental health moment is all about how do you work on becoming the best version of who you are so you can show up powerfully for yourself and for the people around you. So again, we're here every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here live on Black Women Empowered Incorporated Facebook page, YouTube, and LinkedIn Live. So thanks so much for joining here. Let me know in the comments where you may be tuning in from today. For those of you who are new, I reside in the Tampa Bay area of Florida, where it is incredibly hot right now, you all. So hot. But nonetheless, you all know, for those of you who are not new to mental health moment, I do love my sunshine. But nonetheless, again, let me know where you're tuning in from here in the chat today. I'm going to go through a couple of quick announcements and then I will start today's mental health moment, which I'm always excited to share with you all tips to better your lives, right? Better yourselves, and then you can be a blessing to those around you as well. So a couple quick announcements. I promised you all that whenever I have a speaking engagement, which is open to the public, I would of course invite you all. So there's a couple coming up. The first is, so there is an event in Tampa. I'm super excited to be a part of it, honored to be a part of it. It's called The Gathering, and I'll put it in the chat for you all. Although I do apologize, for some reason, my comments never go through to LinkedIn. So I apologize for my LinkedIners listening. But the event is called The Gathering 2026. It is in Tampa. So if you're in the Tampa area, it's from July 23rd through the 25th. And I will put the information of how to register for that conference. It is hosted by Bishop M.B. Jefferson, Dr. Brenda Jefferson, and Bishop Designate Calvin Jefferson. And I don't know if you all can see on the screen here, but this is what the flyer looks like. It's pinned to, I think, some of my social media, but nonetheless, I'll put the information here in the chat as well of how you can register. WAFinternational.org. WAF as in Frank International.org is where you can go to register. And again, I'm sorry for my LinkedIners. But I know on Facebook and YouTube, at least you guys can see it. And it's called The Gathering 2026 in Tampa from July 23rd through 25th, 2026. Okay, so hope to see you there. Be sure to register, like I mentioned. It's going to be so great. I'm so excited. There's going to be spiritual leaders there. There's going to be people with different expertise there. The community, of course, is coming out. There's networking opportunities to learn, of course, and just really connect, right, with each other in the community. So that's one of the events. The other event, let me see for you real quick. Let me see the registration information for you, and I'll put it in the chat. Let's see here. Here we go. Okay, so the other event is going to be, let me just put it in the chat real quick. Oops. I keep posting the wrong one. I'll put it in the chat. It's called Mind Masters Wellness Workshop. And I'm trying to see if I can get the link for you all to register. I'll give you the main link. Okay. That one is on August 29th. And also in Tampa. Let me get the website for you. I'm putting this all in the chat, and I'll also say it out loud for my LinkedIners here. Um, okay. VJ. Actually, let me put it. I'm going to put it in 2 posts for you all. That way it doesn't. Okay. It's VJ Family. Oops. Familyfoundation.org. Okay. All right. So the second event is it's called My Master's Wellness Workshop. It's on August 29th. Again, also in Tampa. You can register for that one at vjfamilyfoundation.org. VJ as in James, familyfoundation.org. That one actually is for middle schoolers, so upcoming 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. I will be speaking, I'll be the keynote speaker for the parents in that session. And then the other event, if you're just tuning in, you're like, what is going on? I've been putting in the chat here just some upcoming events that I'll be speaking at. Would love to meet with you if you're in the Tampa Bay area or plan to be in the Tampa Bay area. And the other event is open to the public, the Gathering 2026 in Tampa, July 23rd through the 25th. The website for that to register is wafinternational.org. WAF is in Frank, international.org. Okay. Those are all my announcements, y'all. So again, thanks for tuning in here. Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. Let me know where you're tuning in from today in the chat. As for myself, I reside in the Tampa Bay area of Florida, sunny, hot Florida. As I was mentioning earlier, it's pretty hot right now this time of year. But today's mental health moment, I wanted to share with you all something to think about, because it seems like, which is not, of course, not a bad thing, right? But it seems like we're always adding things to our to-do list, right? Like, especially if you've been here before, mental health moment, we're talking a lot about things to add into your life, things to improve your well-being, things to improve who you are as a person, be a better version of yourself. And sometimes that does mean adding more things in. So it could be adding more self-care into your life, or adding more time with family and friends, or adding whatever it is that you need improving on to better your life, right? So that's important. Still is important. But also, what I wanted to share with you today and encourage you all today to think about is also creating something called like a stop doing list, right? Because it's really easy to always be adding to the to-do list. I don't know about you all, but my to-do list is like forever running. I feel like it's like 400 things on there. And I'm like, didn't I just complete like 40 of these? And then it like there's just stuff, right? That just keeps going. So that we will always be in a mode of things to do. But today I want to encourage you to think about creating a stop doing list, things you need to stop doing. Right. And I finally can see the comments, y'all. So welcome from Houston, Texas. Welcome, welcome. Washington, D.C. is in the house. Welcome. Palm Coast, Florida. Welcome. Thanks so much for joining here. Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. We're talking today about creating a stop doing list. So when you think for yourself, and you can let me know in the comments, even if you think of like one thing, like what is something, if you were to make a stop doing list, what is something that and this is not from a place of self-blame. We don't do that here. A mental health moment, right? But like, what is something that you really are like, I need to stop doing this, right? Like, what is something you need to stop doing to protect your own mental health, like to think about your inner peace, which we talk about a lot on mental health moment, to think about improving your life. What is it that you need to stop doing? And add that to your stop doing list, right? Hi from Sleepy Hollow, New York's in the house. Welcome. Maryland's in the house. Hi, welcome, welcome. Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. So let me know in the comments again, like, what is it that you feel like maybe just one thing that you need to stop doing? All right. And I'm going to give you some examples today. But even if the examples I give you today, it may be something you need to stop doing or not. Like maybe that doesn't apply to you, and that's fine. But these are just examples, right? So the first example, Columbus, Indiana's in the house. Welcome. The first example is saying yes to everything. Right? Like, is that something that needs to be on your stop doing list? Again, we're talking today, if you're just tuning in, about how we have a lot of to-do lists. I don't know about you. I feel like I have to-do lists everywhere. But also, if you were to create a stop doing list, what would be on there, right? Like, do you need to stop saying yes to everything? Because again, what I mean by a stop doing list is the things that you need to stop doing that are impacting your mental health, that are impacting your happiness, that are impacting your inner peace, right? Sometimes we're conscious of the things that we do that block our blessings, if you will, and sometimes we're not. Like, sometimes you might be like, "Oh, wait a minute, I didn't even realize I was doing this," right? Like, and it's okay. Like, we all have different places of clarity. Sometimes you need to be what I call in the silent time for yourself and get to that place of clarity. And sometimes you're already there. But either way, sometimes like I said, we absolutely know, okay, I need to stop doing these things, right? So again, the first thing is to think about like saying yes to everything. Is that something you need to put on your stop doing list? Because it's draining you all. It is extremely draining to constantly be saying yes to every demand around you. We have a lot of distractions in this world to keep us from having inner peace, to keep us from having positive mental health. There's so much happening. So it's important. And we talked about this before, right? The yes season, the no season, what season you're in, but also to really be in a season of discernment and really be thinking about, do I need to stop saying yes to everything? And do I need to say no to the things that I know are draining me? Right. So remember those things. Um, Someone said, I need to Yep, I love that. Someone said, "I need to stop saying yes to more things when I'm already overloaded." And that's beautiful. I feel like we have talked at length on Mental Health Moment about our self-awareness and checking in with ourselves, which is so critically important. Again, the world is full of distractions. Are you on social media? You are now, right? If you're watching this, like, which is hopefully this is a good thing for you though. But I'm just saying, there's other lots of negative things on social media, lots of things to grab our attention, things in our personal life, things happening with our friends, family members, coworkers, or whomever. Like it can be overwhelming and it's a lot. So, like that person said, just working on sometimes you catch yourself when you really realize, like, wait a minute, I am so overloaded, I am so overwhelmed, then especially in those times, are you working on not saying yes to everything, right? Because like I said, there's always seasons. There's always seasons. But I love that someone said, stop compromising. Beautiful. And you may be like, for some of you, it may be compromising your values, it may be compromising your boundaries, compromising your inner peace, or whatever it is that you know what? I need to stop compromising. Now, I do want to say, and I'm gonna read some more of your comments, but I do want to say, preface this, when you make your stop doing list, right? So not the to-do list, all the things, the 400 things you have to do that constantly moves and there's always something to do. But your stop doing list, realize that some of the things you put on there is going to take more time and that's okay. Right? So if you're like, I know I need to stop compromising my boundaries, for example, don't beat yourself up because it didn't happen in a week, right? Especially when it comes to our mental health and wellness, especially for patterns that are very ingrained in us, and you know what I'm talking about. Like some of us are very stubborn. Some of us really hold on to how we are and our personalities and our being. Sometimes it takes a little bit more time than a week, right? To just magically shift into a new person. It takes time. So again, give yourself grace, be patient with yourself. Sometimes this is a journey you do on your own. Like you're like, I'm good, I got it. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes you need the help of a friend, family member, coworker, mental health professional, coach, or whomever else to help you get through this journey, right? Like it's all good either way. um, Someone else said, I need to stop reaching out to individuals who don't celebrate or support my journey. Ooh. Ooh, I wish I had one of those. I don't even know what they're called. They're like little hand clappers. Maybe I need to get that for mental health moment. I don't know. Like I feel like at my conferences sometimes they give out these little like hand clappers. I really want, yes, I really want to clap that one up because yes, you all we've talked about this before, mental health moment, but you really have to be aware of who is surrounding you. My hope for you is that there are people whoever it looks like. It may not be your family members, may not be your friends, maybe someone else or whoever, but you do have people around you who are celebrating you, who are supportive of you in your journey. And obviously, the world's not perfect. You may not be able to have every single person who is supportive of you, but someone has to be, right? You need to have some people in your lives that are supported, that are celebrating your wins. That's important, right? So I love that. So yeah, stop reaching out to individuals who don't celebrate, don't support your journey, are bringing you down, right? And some of those people, maybe people, I don't know, like your coworkers or something like that, maybe people that you can't completely 100% take away your time from, which is okay. Maybe you just need to limit your time with certain areas. Someone said, I have to stop not thinking that I don't need to consider my mental health. I have a mother with dementia, and it does impact my mental health and inner peace on a daily basis. You know what? Absolutely positively right. Like, let me just say this for each and every one of you listening today. You deserve to have positive mental health. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to have joy. You deserve to be emotionally healthy. You deserve all the good things in life. Like you are deserving of that, right? Because it's very easy to ignore our mental health. I will say it 45 times, maybe on this show today, that like it's easy to get distracted by everything else going around us and neglect ourselves and neglect our mental health and neglect our well being. And then we're stressed out, burnt out, overwhelmed. And we're like, wait a minute, wait, what? Right? Because we neglected ourselves because there was so much happening around us. But you do absolutely positively, I hope for each and every one of you listening to this, it's it is okay to focus on your mental health. It is okay to focus on yourself. Self-care is not selfish. We're talking about that at length too, right? Like it is okay for you to be healthy. You deserve these things. You deserve positive things. You deserve a good life, whatever that looks like for you. You deserve those things, right? But yes, as you mentioned, like it does, and someone was just sharing the example of having a mom with dementia. That's hard. That's hard. It's hard to be a caregiver, whether it's dementia or another condition. It's hard sometimes. So it's especially for the caregivers listening to this, whoever you're caregiving for, if it's your child, grandchild, parent, or whomever, especially for you all, you have to be taking care of yourself. There's a ton of research, I can go all into it, but especially for caregivers, it's very easy to hit burnout. It's very easy to be overwhelmed. And especially because you're caring for someone else, it's easy to neglect yourself. But that's not going to help them. It's not going to help you. So, PSA here, focus on you too. You're allowed. Um, Someone said, trying to own the outcome for everything and then blaming myself when they fail. These are things that only God can control. Ooh, you know what? You made me think. So the person that wrote that, so a long time ago, I know I have to tell you guys a story. I took, I don't know, it's a class. It was like a workshop kind of thing. And it was about trust and control. Like it was literally, it was a spiritual type of workshop. But it was literally the workshop was about trust and control. And just like that person said in the chat, that there are so many things sometimes that are outside of your control. But as humans, we try, right, to think we have control in certain situations that you don't. And so anyway, so this workshop I went to, I can't remember, I don't know, it was somewhere, I don't even know if it was in this country. It might have been out of country or out of state or something. But anyways, it was such a powerful workshop that I took, and it really had I had this like light bulb moment. And like, cause like, right? Like, like, okay, God is in control of certain thing, and there's just things I'm not control. Like, that logically, but sometimes emotionally you're in situations and it leads to self-blame, it leads to judgment, it leads to you thinking you're a failure, like all these things. And then it's like, wait, hold up, like pump the brakes here, because you are not in control of every single thing that happens to you, around you, for you. Like, right? We're not certain things, of course, we have control over in our decisions, but there's a lot that we don't. Right. So that was a powerful workshop. You made me think of that when you said that. I learned a lot actually from that workshop. I was like, oh, okay. It was about faith and trust and control. And it's very true. When you work on that part of your mindset, you all too, to understand that not everything is in your control. But I hope that it's almost like a soothing thing for you to understand instead of something that brings you anxiety, right? Like a soothing thing for you to be like, you know what? I understand. Like, here are the things I can control, and here are the things I can't. Because hopefully it takes less pressure off of you. Um, oh, someone said I need to add that too. Someone said I need to stop overthinking things I cannot control. Absolutely. Absolutely, which is what we're just talking about, things within our control, right? So if you're just tuning in, by the way, I'm reading all of your comments. I love that you all are sharing, and I can actually see the comments today because you know how technology is. But if you're just tuning in today, we were talking about creating a stop doing list. If I know you all we all actually have our to-do list, right? Our to-do for this, that, whatever it is you have going on. And the to-do list, I don't know about you, but it does feel like it's like never ending because you complete something, it's like, oh, wait a minute. Now I have something else to do. Now something else came up. Life happened. Something happened. You need to do something else, right? Like it's always like a never-ending to-do list. But again, this is not a to-do list. This is a stop doing list. So again, so we've been talking today and I love your comments that you've been sharing today of for you, like what would be the one thing that you would put on this stop doing list? We all have different things, which is okay, right? We're all at different places in our wellness journey. But I appreciate you sharing some of these things today. Um, let me see here. Someone said, "Ooh, this is a powerful one too." Someone said, "I have to stop carrying other people's problems as my own." Ooh, that is listen, that is a really great thing to put on the stop doing list. I will say that is that is a journey. That is a journey. Definitely not an overnight thing, but very possible. There's a lot of layers to that. That for some of you, and this is not to single this person out that wrote, but like for all of us, some of us are unintentionally sometimes carrying other people's problems, right? And we've talked about there was another mental health moment actually we talked about is it your, responsibility or is it something that you can help and encourage people through, right? Like help them, support them, but not take it on as your own. Because sometimes we take on too much. And then we look back, we're like, why are we so overwhelmed? And it's like, well, you just took on someone else's problem when it really wasn't your own to take, right? It might have been your place to support them and to be there for them and to encourage them, but it might not have been your place to own that situation or problem as if it was yours. So I love that. Someone said, um, oh, I love that. Someone said, "Thank you. I do have those who are supporting and celebrating my comments. I'm in the process of releasing those who don't." That's discernment. I love that. Um, someone said, "Oh my gosh, that's a part of my journey too." Oh, you were talking to someone else here. Yeah. And then only those who experience a parent with dementia understand what I mean. Yeah, that is very it's tough. It is very tough. I've met a lot of people with dementia and it's hard and the caregivers. Yeah, and the caregivers and it's very tough. Like I have a lot of sympathy for you for sure because it's hard. Like it's hard. It's so hard on like family members and loved ones and I've known people personally that have gone through that and it's hard. But kudos to you for all that you're doing because you're even recognizing today that you are like working on yourself, right? You're here, learning strategies, bettering yourself, being as strong as you can because it is hard and it's okay to have hard days. But definitely taking care of yourself. So kudos to you. Someone said just tuning in. Hey. So if you're just tuning in, someone said they're just tuning in. We have been talking about like creating a stop doing list for yourself, like being in a pattern of thinking about what is it that you need to stop doing, in addition to the to-do list that I know you all already have, but what is it you need to stop doing for you to better your mental health, to be in a better place, to have more inner peace, to have more joy in your life, to kind of if you need to protect your boundaries, like what is it for you that you need to stop doing in order to accomplish that? Someone said they need to stop prioritizing others who don't prioritize you. And again, gosh, you all I love your comments today, you all. Because what I see so much in all of your comments is really coming from a place of being intentional with your mental health, being intentional with your wellness, understanding what you need to prioritize. Like someone just said, stop prioritizing others who don't prioritize you. There, unfortunately, let's just be real here. Like there's amazing people in the world. I do want to say that, of course, but there's also people that are very draining, like very difficult, are not prioritizing you in the way, whoever that may be. Again, if it's family members, friends, work, or wherever, that are not good for your mental health, right? So again, you have to think about, like you said, you may need to shift them on your priority list, or whatever it is you need to do for you to make sure that you're okay, with your wellness. The other thing I wanted to share with you all, another example, and again, all of you have listed like so many different things in different areas of your life. So thank you for sharing that. But the other thing I want you to think about too is if you need to stop treating rest as a reward, because a lot of times it's very easy for us to say, okay, after I do all these things, then I'm going to rest, right? Then I'm going to take a break. And it's like, if if you really think about all the things that you have to do, there will always be something for you to do, right? Like like I said, y'all, I don't know about you all's to-do list, but the to-do list is never ending because lives, things happen, things pop up, people need us, situations happen. So it's really, really important that throughout your journey, you make sure you incorporate your self-care for you. You make sure you incorporate your breaks. If even if you know you all advocate for taking a minute, right? The 60 seconds a day. Even if that's what your break looks like, it maybe you might have an hour. You may be like, oh my gosh, I have an hour to myself. Like celebrate that, right? Life is busy. Or you may have a weekend or a day or whatever it is, whatever amount of time that you have. Again, making sure that you take those times for you, right? You take those breaks, not like, oh, I got everything done, then I took a break. What if you did that? You all, what if you did that and you were so busy for like weeks on end and you're like, oh, I finally took a break. And it was like 6 weeks later or something like that. You know what I mean? You just deprived yourself for 6 weeks of like resting or taking some sort of a break because the mentality was like, I gotta wait until I'm done with everything. Right. Instead of saying, no, I deserve to rest. I deserve to have a break. I deserve to have this moment of joy. I deserve to take my minute. I deserve to have the time for deep breathing or drinking my cup of tea or whatever it is that it was for you that you needed because you deserve that. Doing that instead. Um, let me see. Someone said, my late mother, who went to be with the Lord in December 2019, blessed me by telling me a good while after her stroke that I needed to resume enjoying life as a young woman as I became a helicopter child after my mother's stroke. One of the best analogies for caregivers is the one about how flight attendants will tell caregivers on a flight to put the mask first on themselves before putting the mask on their loved ones. That advice is simple but profound. Nobody can pour from an empty cup. Absolutely. First of all, condolences for you with the loss of your mom. She sounds like a very wise woman, though. Just to, again, to tell you to make sure that you resume enjoying life. Grief is incredibly difficult. It just is. But I love that she did share with you, like just to make sure that you continue enjoying life for you too, right? Even we talked about that on mental moment before, but even having the joy with grief, which seems opposite, but it's possible to have both at the same time. Um, um, but absolutely true. Yeah, you cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot pour when you're empty, you all. If you're especially for the caregivers out there. It it is so, so, so important, even more important, I would say, for your self-care, for your like your well-being, to make sure you're taking care of yourself so you can show up as a better version of who you are for the people that you care about around you. Someone said, stop allowing other people's opinions on my life. Stop allowing other people's energy to dictate what I do when it's not their business. Exactly. Exactly right. And it's hard. It's hard sometimes, y'all, because there's so much. I don't know about you all, but like with social media, especially, I mean, I know I'm on here sharing my opinions, but I'm just saying this mental health moment. This is important. But like everybody has an opinion, right? Like we are inundated with opinions all the time of like, don't do this, don't do that. again, from family members, from friends, maybe it's coworkers, maybe it's supervisors or whomever. Like we're constantly inundated with other people's opinions, which can be very, very overwhelming. And again, sometimes people mean well, um, sometimes they don't. So it comes from a place of like having the clarity for yourself. Sometimes for some of you all, you're so overwhelmed by a lot of people telling you a lot of things with their opinions that you need to take the time for you. If that looks like prayer, if that looks like meditation, if it looks like silent time or whatever time you need to have clarity on things that you're trying to figure out, right? Because it's the noise out there is loud. Social media and again, all of what's going on around you, it's a lot of noise sometimes. And hopefully the goal for you is to block some of that out and be in a place where you can discover for you, right? What is it that you really need? Someone said always catching up. I don't know. I don't know if you mean the show or if you mean in your life, but it's all good either way. And if you do, if you all ever, can't talk, if you ever miss a mental health moment, you can always go to Dr. Nikisha Hammond YouTube page and catch the replays on there. They're all on there. If you come in late and you're like, wait, she's wrapping up, which I'm about to wrap up. But if you're like, oh, she's wrapping up, you can always catch the replay on there. Hi from Virginia. Welcome back. Thanks so much for joining here. So, first of all, I just want to say or reiterate that I loved reading your all's comments today. I'm so happy technology worked today because again, I never know. Um, but I'm so proud of you all too, like just for sharing those different things. If you're tuning in really late, we're actually wrapping up, but you can always catch the replay of this, like I mentioned on Dr. Nikisha Hammond YouTube page. But we were talking today about creating a stop doing list. So in addition to your to-do list, which probably has a gazillion things on it, also creating a stop doing list, right? And I'm going to share with you all what I put on my to-do list, or I'm not my to-do, my stop doing list a while back. As I wrap up here, it's kind of a weird story, but I'll share it with you all, and it's definitely been helpful in my life. But it was about boundaries, right? So years ago, I don't even know how many years ago, I used to when I went to the gym, I don't know why, I didn't even realize I was doing this, you all. I would take my phone, like anyways, in one of my classes, I would take my cell phone with me, like to the the place where I was doing like the class and like I used to have it like right beside me. Which anyways, I go to a gym that anyways, there's a ton of equipment and all the things. So I would have this phone like right beside me because I'm like, okay, if anyone called, if the office calls or family or friends or whatever, like it was like I had to immediately, like literally in the middle of a class, like I'm in the middle of a 1 hour class. It's not like it's 5 hours here. And so nonetheless, so I would constantly be bringing the phone. So if any messages or anything came through, I was answering, like pause, answer, and we took like a rest time or whatnot in the class. And so I was doing that for a while. And I kid you not, well, maybe it's a sign from God, right? Maybe this wasn't, it should have been on my stop doing list. Um, so one day I had the phone, and it was like propped up on, we call it the rig. Anyways, and like the rig is made of like steel, you all. So the guy that was working out like next to my rig, for lack of a better word, it's like a pull-up bar type thing. He was doing this movement. God bless him. He thankfully he was not hurt, but he fell down. Mind you, this is like a steel bar. I'm like, what in the world happened? He fell down from his rig. I was like in another part of the gym because there's always a lot of things going on. He falls down. Thankfully, he was okay. He was very young, thankfully. So that's why he was okay and didn't break something. And his bar hit my phone, you all, broke the phone, like shattered it because it's steel. So a piece of the bar, like he's falling on the ground, the poor thing. The bar, like basically flies in the air. I'm not beside it. I'm like at another part of the gym. Hits my phone, breaks it, you all. Oh my God. So what do you think happened? Obviously I had to go get a new phone. But what I learned from that experience and my point of the story was that it dawned on me. I was like, wait a minute. Why in the world in the 1 hour out of the day that I had the time for me to go to this gym and take this class, why did I feel the need to have this phone? Like it was like I couldn't detach for some reason and like had to have the phone and like answering calls from the office or whoever needed me. It was just like, yep, yep, yep. Right. Like urgency culture. We talked about that before. on mental health moments. So I had that and I didn't even realize that until, well, sadly, my phone was broken, and I was like, "Oh, I do not need to bring my phone over here." So that was years ago. So now when I go into my class, there's literally a cubby where you can put your things. So my, anyways, my keys and my phone and all that, I put it in the cubby. I do not look at that phone for the 1 hour. It's a 1-hour class that I have it because there's a 99% chance there's not gonna be some emergency, there's not gonna be something urgent that can't just wait for 1 hour of my time, right? So if I were to think about what I should have put, I should said on my stop doing list, it would be to like be in a place of just that urgency culture and thinking that I had to like constantly be like on call or whatnot, right? For people like 24/7, because that's not healthy, by the way, at all. So that was years ago. So I have never looked back. So unfortunately, it took my phone literally shattering and breaking, but but I was like, okay, that was a sign. So I never bring my phone over there with me. And I'm like, you know what? This is my time. I am not worried. It's the 1 hour. This is for my health anyway, right? Taking the time for me. But I share this with you also because there might be that time period, whatever that looks like. It doesn't have to be the gym, but it could be something else for you where you know you need to like kind of shut out the world for a second. Maybe it's an hour, maybe it's the 15 minutes, 20 minutes, or whatever amount of time it is that you have for you, right? To set some boundaries for you and your mental health. So, okay, I'm done with my story. But yeah, it was pretty crazy. Um, hi from ATL. Welcome, welcome. Someone said I unapologetically protect my peace with my unapologetic boundaries. Yes, Lord. Three exclamation points. Happy Tuesday. Thank you for this time. Absolutely. Hi from Durham, North Carolina. Welcome, welcome. Okay. So I really am wrapping up here. Usually we go like 20, 25 minutes. We went over today. It's fine. Because I appreciate you all sharing all your comments, which were amazing. And sharing your journeys as well. So I will be back next Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern. I will be back here live on Black Women Empowered Incorporated Facebook page, YouTube, and LinkedIn Live. Be blessed. Have an amazing week. If you tuned in late and you're like, what is it that's going on and what all the fun was about? You can always catch the replays on Dr. Nikisha Hammond YouTube page. But have an amazing week. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you guys next Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Bye, guys.